Four-finger discount, dude.
Yes.
Welcome to episode 1 of Four Finger Radio. You are currently listening to the one and only Leonardo Solis.
Howdy.
And I'm Jeremy Radio. And tell us about this tune playing right now, Leonardo.
This tune is awesome. Released in 2015, I believe.
Has it been that long?
It has been that long. It started off in my spare bedroom, I believe.
Yeah. We went to Asheville to play pinball.
We did.
And we came back and decided to try to write a song and put it online in the span of 5 minutes.
We did. Was that the trip where we listened to Metallica the whole way home?
Entire time.
Drake was with us.
He was.
Drake Margolnick from Flagship.
Yeah, there's a flat tire involved, I think.
There was, yes. We had pizza that day, too, from the
7-Eleven. We got a whole pizza,
yes.
which is quite the value if you've never done that. But
so many
we wanted
things at
to
7-Eleven.
write it and put it up in 5 minutes, and we ran out of time to do lyrics, so it's all hot gibberish.
We did, and the song is called Wanna Be Late.
Yeah.
So, do we want to be late or do we not want to be late?
I get physically sick when I'm late to anything. So it's kind of an observational piece about life.
I don't think I have lyrics on this song.
No, you literally, you say want to be late and then it's hot nonsense.
Yes. For most of Bottle Kids history, it has been that.
And I think that will be the hard, fast rule from now on.
It will be.
If you're tuning in, you probably at least slightly know that we started a label called Four Finger Records.
We did. We sure did. About, not a month ago.
Yeah,
No.
about a month.
Really?
Some change. We've been scheming it.
We've come a long way, Jared.
One thing, me and Leo scheme a lot, and they don't always materialize. I think a few years ago we were talking about opening a venue and a taco shop.
Yes, which are still good options.
Yeah, that's it. We haven't thrown it out. It hasn't been shelved. So we kind of start, I guess a little bit about what we're doing is we kind of started this label. I think the original idea was we're in so many bands and side projects.
Totally.
We're like, oh, let's come up with a fake record label and we'll put them all under that and we'll sound more legit.
Because our bands aren't good enough to make it to a
right.
real
No one wants us.
Yeah.
But then we kind of, we were like, Charlotte has such a great music scene and there are really great record labels here and really great bands. Refresh Records specifically is amazing, and they're a bunch of sweethearts and great bands. But we have our little pocket of the scene. Like we have so many friends that are in cool bands, and we're like, let's kind of just all be under the same little umbrella and we'll promote each other, and it'll be a cool little community effort.
Totally. I love helping document what's happening here.
Exactly.
Because it's been happening for a long time.
Yeah. Like we've both been in bands, a part of the scene for long time in Charlotte. And
totally.
So it's cool to, at least with some intentionality, say like, hey, we're all in this little crew. And maybe if you've never heard of Jude Moses or the Raineers, you'll check out Solis and you'll see them and you'll find another band.
There's some good bands.
There's some really good bands.
The Wilt.
They're just a bunch of good looking guys.
I love them. Oh my
They just came out with this new single. It's fantastic. And the art's cool. All their Instagram pictures are cool.
I love them.
You just want to put them in your pocket and carry them around.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, and then I'll plan on it.
And then we have Jude Moses.
Jude Moses, who's a hometown hero champion.
Mm-hmm. Loves the banjo, that boy.
He loves the banjo, and he
loves an out-of-tune banjo. I hear.
I think that's the only option. They're hard. You're hard pressed to tune one properly. So one of the many schemes we have under the Four Finger umbrella is this little radio show, and so we'll play some bands today from our label, but then also some cool Charlotte bands we just like.
Totally.
And we'll always interview one of the artists. Today's guest is from the band Solis, where they're talking about their new single.
Yep, they will be talking a lot today.
So we're excited to have Solis here. Excited. I hear they're very good looking.
Yep, we are.
I've never seen them.
Nope. We wear masks.
Like what's that?
Like Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Yep.
Great band.
And the Gorillas.
The Gorillas.
Yeah,
we made a We just made a Spotify playlist called Destroy Everything.
We did.
And I had a few friends tell me that there's also a hardcore like metal playlist on Spotify called Destroy Everything.
Really?
And it features a lot of Slipknot.
I think it's there's a band called Hatebreed.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they have a song called Destroy Everything. Our friend Luke would know a lot about Hatebreed.
Luke would know about that.
That's awesome.
So we'll have that interview come up later. Coming up here is a song from a beautiful group of men called the Raineers, and this song is called Menthol Lights.
What a tune, Jerry.
Thank you.
That's a good. Who mixed that?
Yeah, this guy, Leo. I don't know if you know him.
God, I loved mixing that song.
Yeah, thanks,
awesome.
man. It turned out really
turnaround
cool.
time was a little short.
It was very short.
We'll have to say,
but that's because you're efficient. We mastered it at GAT 3, which is always cool.
Yeah. Was that Who Wade? Did Wade master?
No,
Glenn did.
Glenn.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Wow, you
yeah.
got
Big
him.
guns. We got them.
Tell me about that song. I love.
So that was Menthol Lights by the Raineers. It's our most recent single. So Shea Wooten is the singer, Kevin Smith on lead guitar, Jesse Proctor on drums, and I play bass. And then we had some other rad musicians help. Stephen Williams from Jude Moses.
Totally.
Sang BGVs.
And then you had
the unstoppable Jonathan Class.
classy guy.
From Indy. He's a classy guy.
Love that dude.
Yeah.
They came to the neighborhood with Josh Garrels.
Uh-huh.
And that was a lot of fun. They're good dudes.
Oh, yeah. The ladies love them.
Oh, man. I cannot imagine.
They're just a crooner.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And so, yeah, we always tripped out, I think especially when we were writing this song, because we're all pretty goofy guys, but we were just trying to see how sad of lyrics we could write, I feel like.
We understand.
We were like laughing hysterically at some of them.
Wait, so did Shay write them and then send them to you guys? And then you guys all proofread them?
Me and Shay, I think, wrote most of those together. And he had the bulk of it. And then we were like, oh, but what if we said this?
Yeah, nice. I love it.
Like, we would come up with this character. We're like, everything just falls apart.
Yeah.
With some other songs more so.
I love that. So you guys have some new things on the horizon?
Yeah, we are... hopefully by this summer we're going to launch a Kickstarter and to do a full length.
Nice.
But before then we want to put out another single. We got to be a top secret Four Finger #1 release.
Yeah, totally.
That's going to be really cool that we'll have info about soon, but the Raineers will be contributing to that.
Totally. And we have an announcement to make, I think.
Yes.
We are going to be putting on the first Four Finger Records showcase.
Yep, the first of many.
And when is that, Jared?
That is going to be February 22nd at the Visual Light Theater.
Visual Light Theater. We love this.
We do. The beautiful Joel Weldon Willis will be mixing. And
he'll be at the helm.
Most accommodating he's been, per usual.
Totally.
So yeah, that's coming up.
Who's on the bill?
Right, yeah. Well, suck it to me. It's going to be Solis.
Yep.
The Raineers.
Yep.
And we will be joined by our new younger, because we're old.
We are.
We're doing our best.
I know.
We got to bring in the younger guys.
Totally. They have so much gear.
They have so much gear because they have so much energy.
I know, they do.
The older I get, the more I streamline. I'm just going to have one string on my bass that night, probably.
Just ride the wave.
But Fortune Teller will be playing,
Yep.
which if you've never seen them, they put on a great show, great tunes.
Yep.
Cool gear again.
Totally.
And the Wilt will be playing their first show ever.
Whoa.
Ever.
Better not miss that.
Yeah, if you're listening, boys, tighten up.
Yep.
Because we will shelf you.
Yeah, we will. You
that.
have 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
To get it together.
That's soon. Yeah, it's soon.
It is.
So yeah, mark your little iCal or Google Cal or whatever, whatever you got. Oh,
whoa.
What was that, Leo?
Oh my gosh. Jerry.
I think that means it's time for our next segment.
It is time. What is this segment called, Jerry?
Road Rash. Me and Leo do a good bit of
He just loves playing that riff.
Well, I have a button and I can just play the riff. And
well, no, not you. The guy who's playing it. He just plays it all the time.
This strange person just keeps dropping the beat. So we do a fair bit of touring.
We do.
We have for most of our life.
Yep. How long has it been for you?
I went on my first tour when I was 19. I'm 33.
Wow. Van tour.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, calling my girl from a payphone.
Yep.
We had a map, no smartphones.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible, but I'm
good old days.
I'm glad I got to say that I did that. But
we just had a bus driver recently who wouldn't use a smartphone. He had a smartphone.
Yeah.
But he would pull out a map every time before we took off.
I respect that.
I did.
I think he was probably just doing that so you thought he was cool.
I know. Well, I took a picture
and then he
of him.
immediately was like, Google Maps.
Yeah, seriously. He's like, Waze. Or what's that one? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're all the same.
But yeah, we mostly tour because we're not good at anything else, really, except for obviously doing a podcast, which I think this is going very well.
It's going great.
But the thing about touring constantly, other than the bad posture you get and the weight you put on, is you end up with a lot of tour stories.
You do, plenty.
And so we have a bounty of them, and we'll always curate what we think is a good selection of them for you guys.
We will.
But yeah, what you just went on a trip recently, Leo? Do you think
I was in Florida.
You got a good story for us?
Yeah, I was in I was in Florida for 6 days. And that's a long time.
That is a long time to be in Florida.
That's like 5.5 days too long.
Yeah.
I'm normally like
unless you're
in
Disneyland for 5 years. Sorry, Florida. We love you.
We love Florida. I mean, Florida's great, but I don't know. It's weird. So it's like, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. We're broadcasting live
God's country
from God's country in North Carolina. And it's like, it's cold and then the sun will come out and then it's like nice. And then it's like 10 degrees. And then my pipes freeze at my house and I have to pay a plumber to come. It's brutal.
It's been frosty.
It's just really brutal.
Yeah.
So I go to, Florida and then it's like 65 degrees,
Yeah.
It's like 60 degrees and then the sun's out and then it's 70 degrees. And it's like, what is going on? Like people are like on the beach.
Mickey Mouse is hanging out.
Mickey Mouse. I mean, it's nuts. So anyways, I took a walk because I had a day off.
Was that lovely?
It was. And I had sushi and then I went over this.
They Florida delicacy.
Yeah. Only Florida. So I started walking and then I see these 4.5 foot long iguanas.
Yeah, I saw on your Instagram.
It's nuts. And then there's like one massive one which looks like the
ringleader
king of the jungle.
Did you name them?
No, I wish
it's a missed opportunity. Maybe
it was. I was so scared. But then there was like all these like little ones, and then they were fighting. But apparently, this is what I heard: these iguanas, when it gets colder in Florida, from what it is, they freeze.
Like just solid. And
they live in
cold-blooded creatures.
Cold-blooded?
Yeah,
they freeze, and they're in trees.
How cold was it for them to freeze?
I don't know. It wasn't that cold, obviously, this time.
Stupid iguanas.
Yeah, global warming. It's crazy. So they freeze in the like, and then they fall to their demise.
What?
And they break their limbs, and then they die because they can't walk to get food. They can't walk to get sushi.
Do they ever fall on people?
I hope so. That's awesome. So then they fall. And the whole time I'm looking up in the sky, like thinking, I'm going to die today because an iguana
of all
froze.
The things that could kill you in Florida, a frozen solid iguana, I wouldn't have thought.
It's so great. 4.5 feet long.
That's crazy.
That's pretty brutal. But
yeah, send us your letter if you have a really great iguana story that you want to share.
Calling you out, Florida.
Florida. So that was a great road rash. I had a similar thing. Well, they didn't freeze, but just seeing iguanas, which are not native to Charlotte. The first time I ever went to Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I think I was 19, maybe 20. And it was my first time in the desert. Nice. Carolina, it's just, you can't see 10 feet without a tree, which I love. But there's just the desert. It was blowing my mind. I'm sitting out front of a 7-Eleven and I'm just thinking, like, drinking my Slurpee, like, I could live here, man. This is rad. And I look over and there's a tarantula. About 8 inches all around. No. It was a monster. And it was just walking down the sidewalk. And I'm like, I'm never coming back here ever again. And I haven't.
That's the last time.
That's actually not true. I was just there a few months ago. But I was on the lookout for tarantulas.
Dude, just nature is going to get you out on tour.
Yeah. And, you wouldn't expect it to be a frozen solid lizard giving you a concussion, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Speaking of nature, this next song is by an amazing local hip hop artist.
Beloved.
Yeah. If you know him, then you know he's the coolest guy around. I get to work with him at a bar, a game bar.
There you go.
Is honestly, Leo, can I be honest with you?
Yeah, let's spill it out.
It's my favorite barcade in the country.
There you
and
go.
I go to lots of them.
I mean, how many have you been to in the U.S.?
Honestly, probably like 40.
I could say the same.
You do the same?
Totally. And while we're on tour, we find these barcades.
It's our golf. If we have a day off, we're looking for pinball.
Yep.
And that's why we were saying earlier we went to Asheville to play it years ago, is because we didn't have a spot. And now Abari is unbelievable.
Total. I mean, it's like unreal that we have
Right.
them. And
Zach, the owner, is as good as it gets.
Totally.
He keeps the machines perfect.
If you're ever in Charlotte, North Carolina,
yeah, and you should be.
You should direct message us, and we will take you to play pinball.
Yeah,
at a bar after 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. We will, for a modest fee, give you a pinball coaching lesson.
We will.
We'll work that out.
Totally. But Jay works there. You work there.
Right. We got a little off topic, but
That's fine.
But it's topical.
Nope.
Yeah. So Jay works there, and I've got to know him a little bit, and he's awesome. But he just put out a new record recently called "Ain't Nothing Finer." I appreciate all songwriting and genres. I don't usually like freak out over hip hop, but when I heard his stuff, I'm like, this is unbelievable songs. They're so freaking cool.
Yeah, and his merch is so good.
Merch is so cool.
He doesn't have any shirts apparently.
And he's sold out. Print some more shirts, Jay.
Yeah. Hey Jay, print some more shirts.
But so one thing we want to do in this radio show too is not just play like our little bands, but like just other bands that are doing cool stuff in the scene, just so you can check them out. So this song is called "The River" by Elevator J.
Okay, same folk, same town. I'm elevator, but I stay down. They be like, you the sound, keep it coming like you spraying round. Nothing finer, Carolina, Mecklenburg County, born and raised. From the lab to the slab, in the kitchen, set the sound great. On the scene with the team, everybody know us in the bar. Showing love, giving hugs, everybody know we going far. Everybody with me, born stars. Everybody play us in their cars. Crank it like you make a motor start. Crank it up until you go to par. From the womb to the bag, 365 we fly the flag. Making riches out of rags. It's bigger than me, so I gotta brag. Scoop a gallon from the creek. Picking pine from the pound. Damn, hit the stove for something to eat. Yee, soon as summer come around, follow me down. Follow me down. Follow me down. Follow me down. Calling my big brother DR. No, we ain't blood, but he the fam. He gon' pull up in 15 minutes. Let's take a ride and ride a damn. Then make us a few cash. Shooting the breeze and jigging bass. Shit, catch us a few bass. Pack up and go fish a different place. Elevator, can we come along? We just sick and tired of sitting at home. We just wanna do some different shit. If you go tomorrow, hit my phone. He ain't been since the younger days. Larry Johnson, grandma mama days. Next thing you know, we said the sound bow, bow. Soon as summer come around, follow me down. Follow me down. Follow me down. Follow me down. Yeah. Man, I remember working on the dock. Load the back all the way to the front. Constantly stacking box on top of box. Hoping for raises month after month. After a couple hours, take a break. Hop in the Chevy, then stop at the stove. Pick up an Arizona cannon grape. Grab a swisher and know about the moat. There go my partner, no collar me. Come through and live on Apollo tree. Shopping like I'm at the Dollar Tree. You don't need no clay for this pottery. Gotta be back at the job at 3. Make sure the police ain't around. But if they roll up on us at the creek, we throw it out and let it drown. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down. All the way down. The party just got started, come through. Your mama, sister, cousin, them too. See, we just trying to stay out the way. Stay out the way. We thankful that we woke up today. So calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
What a great song.
That is a great tune.
Wow.
What I love about that record too is how, like, I mean, the main theme of the record is Charlotte, which is really cool.
Right.
It's always cool to meet or talk to someone that like loves Charlotte and the scene here and what's going on, instead of just being like,
he knows a lot about Charlotte.
And yeah, it's crazy.
It's awesome. I mean, like some of the stuff he posts on social media, it's like he'll post these throwback videos of like, I don't know, like Sugar Creek Road or whatever.
We need to have him on and he can school us.
Man,
Jay,
awesome.
Formal invitation. But yeah, check out his record and
Everywhere.
follow him.
iTunes.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Spotify.
he's all over the place.
Yeah, he is.
You gotta cast a wide net these days.
You do. His hashtag is ain't nothing finer.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good hashtag.
I couldn't spell it.
Well, I can spell most things.
Yeah.
So check him out and
Whoa.
I think that means
Yeah.
it is time for the interview segment. Our guest this week is hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Who recorded? What band recorded that?
That was from Wheel of Fortune. It was I think it was a Discord record 7-inch. Maybe No.
You can find it at Lunchbox Records.
So we want to do a interview every time for one of the artists with a new single or a new record or a show or something cool coming up. But of the Four Finger Family, the most recent single, and if I may say is a fabulous one.
Thank you.
Is the new song by SOLIS.
Yep, On My Way.
On My Way. It is an amazing song. It's beautiful.
It's a good tune.
Made me cry.
Oh man.
And so we'll talk about that a little bit and just SOLIS in general. If you guys haven't checked them out, how long have you guys been doing it like as it is now? Like this style, calling it SOLIS.
Yeah, so it's been about
Obviously, it's your last name.
right. It's my last name. SOLIS is Kelly SOLIS and myself. We've been doing kind of this vibe for probably 3.5 years,
Okay.
3 years. It takes a lot to muster up like your first record, I think.
It always
And
seems
it's
like
not
the
even
most
like a full
work.
length. It's like an EP,
Right.
but it's it's pretty scary.
It is anytime. Like if I put out a record or someone puts out a record I played on, I'm always like, "Oh, it's cool, check it out."
Right.
But when it's songs I wrote and my guts are on it,
Totally.
I curl up into a little ball.
Right.
And I'm like,
I mean, it's tough.
I hope everybody liked it.
right. So 3.5 years, 4 years, we've been just going for it. Like
That's
experimenting with sounds. I mean, at first it's like, what is your sound, and
Right.
how do you collaborate on, on the same level?
Yeah,
Because it's hard being in bands.
it is.
How many bands have you been in?
Oh God. I think I'm currently in like 15.
Which is
So it's
awesome.
hard to say.
But like
What was the name of your first band, real quick?
it's so embarrassing.
No, mine's worse. But go ahead.
No. So the very first band, I played drums. It was
Okay.
it was a Christian metal band.
Yeah.
Called Tabara.
Is that what a silent
Brutal.
T at the end?
Yeah, it's like Hebrew for something weird. Oh man,
I'll do you one better. My first band was called the Tidy Whiteys.
nice. much more culture than mine.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of metalhead jerks in our town, so I wrote a song called Metalhead Suck.
Yes.
And I played it at a party right before one of those
That's
metal
awesome.
bands, and they beat me up. Yeah, they were not happy about it. It wasn't a very good song either, so it was a double insult. But yeah, it's hard to like.
It's hard to stay in bands. It's hard to like keep people around. It's hard to.
Did you find it? I've been in lots of husband and wife band scenarios, and some are great, some are easy, some are harder.
Yeah.
What was is that ever a challenge for you guys?
No, we got a lot of advice not to do it up front.
Yeah.
Which for Kelly and I, we were like, what? Like, why not?
Right.
Like just because it didn't work out for so and so or
Right.
whatever. We just didn't want to feel like we were being put in a box.
Of course.
Like that's the worst thing for an artist. I
Yeah.
think and that's what's cool about Four Finger is that we're like including multiple genres.
Yeah. Which I love about it. It's not just a punk label or a country label.
Right. And we have producers on there.
Right.
Just it's not inclusive. Is that the thing?
Exclusive. It
Exclusive.
is inclusive.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, I don't know.
No. You know what I mean.
I'll get a thesaurus after. We'll overdub that.
But do you
Don't
know
worry
what I mean?
about
Like when we first started writing, we're like showing our songs around, and they were just like, "Man, this is a cool song, but husband and wife duo, like, there's like this.
There's a stigma.
There is,
but it's also there's some like I've seen it happen. There's an awesome chemistry you can have
Totally.
that's almost worth the gamble.
Yeah, I've never worked with anybody as I've never connected with anybody like I have with Kelly. And I'm not just saying that because she's my wife. Like,
of course.
I obviously love her to death. But when it comes to like in the studio recording, and her and I are kind of in the zone, and we spend hours just trying to find whatever inspiration, But it's good. It's awesome. Like
well, it helps that your wife is like nauseatingly talented.
Yeah,
because sometimes it's like, you know, one spouse is more talented than the other, and
Totally.
you're kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
it's fine, guys,
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that she's like, man, you're so good at what you do,
Right.
and that's cool. I love that.
You guys just
thanks.
compliment each other the whole time.
But then I'm like, I would not be anywhere if I wasn't for your voice. Like, you have a great voice.
It really.
I don't do anything. I mean,
Right.
it's like mixing her vocals is so spot on and
Right.
easy.
Yeah, she makes it look effortless. Talk about one thing about Solis is you tend to use really rad gear.
We do.
On this new single, was there anything like any new procurement or anything especially rad?
It's a simple song.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we kept it really. I mean, this song is. It started, I think, when we were dating, and we.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
This has been a work in progress for.
Well, so we wrote it, and then we were just like, "What did we just write?" Like,
Right.
This is not, so we just like put it away, and
it's poppier than most of your.
it is. It
catalog.
definitely is.
Yeah.
And we, for the longest time, we were afraid of that.
Right.
We were afraid of just kind of putting out stuff just because whatever the trend was,
Right.
or whatever, But we've recently just kind of felt like it's just an extension of what our wheelhouse is and what we can do, and so yeah, it's an older song, and we gave it to a friend to play bass on it, David Curran.
Did he record that from his
He
pad?
did.
Okay,
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
he did it on his own.
Sounds
and
great.
Yeah,
Good job, Dave.
Dave, great job. It kind of just brought it back to life for us. We didn't really know where it was headed until we heard David's bass on it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was nuts. So
Well,
then,
the bass is the superior instrument.
it is. It very much is. So we got the tracks back from him, and we were like so inspired to finish it. So
That's
we
awesome.
finished it, and then like all these other things started happening with the song, and we just got our first national TV
Yeah.
placement.
What was
which
it?
is
What was the
huge.
show?
A show called The Fosters on Freeform,
That's awesome.
formerly known as ABC Family.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that show.
yeah,
Like it's very inclusive. I
totally.
hear,
Yeah,
which is awesome.
yeah. There's like a bunch of cool topics that they're dealing
Yeah, that's a really cool show to
with.
be on.
Which was not the case when we were younger.
No.
It was, I mean, very much night and day.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of boundary pushing.
Right. We were watching a couple of the episodes. We were like, whoa, they're like really, really going for it.
That's awesome.
Which is cool. So like the song, we didn't expect it to ever leave our studio.
Right.
So now that it's out in the open and people are like responding to it, and we got a lot of good feedback.
Yeah,
from
was the reception seems just from my observation, it seems like it's been a really good.
Yeah.
Like, at least from our the scene around here and like our friends.
Totally.
But solid feedback so far.
Yeah, solid
That's awesome.
feedback. I mean, it's like I said, it's definitely something much different than what our first EP is, but we kind of like that. We kind of like being, the surprise of the party.
Do you kind of look at it like with every song? Is it ever like you don't want to sound like the previous thing?
So we've been
Or
talking
is
a
it
lot
more
about
just
that.
like how it turns out is how it turns out?
Yeah, like it really depends on what the inspiration is on the song.
Yeah.
So if we feel like it doesn't connect with us, then we
Right.
obviously it doesn't come
Yeah.
to light.
That's something I've always thought is like I don't ever want to be in a band or put out a song that I wouldn't. I always try to be objective. Like, would I want to listen to this if I wasn't in this band?
Totally.
And if I say no, then I'm like, it needs more work. Or something,
Right,
you
for
know?
sure. Yeah,
Because I'm a music nerd. Like, I want to
Yeah.
I listen to music nonstop 24/7.
Totally.
So like, if I wouldn't listen to this, why would I put it out?
Right,
You know?
right. It's a good tune. We love
That's
it.
great.
And I mean, we're just stoked that it's out and people are responding to it.
Yeah.
A lot of our friends have just been super awesome with
That's awesome.
sending us love.
Who else besides David Curran? Did anybody else play on it, or
No,
you have covered everything else?
Yeah, I covered everything else.
Great.
Oh, going back to the gear I guess we
Oh yeah,
deviated.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean the song just has, a bunch of old vintage synthesizers and
Yeah. It's
you
usually
know.
a pretty sexy stage setup
It is
at a Solis show.
It's kind of nerve-wracking because some of these synths are like over $1,500.
Yeah.
So like taking them to like Snug Harbor
Right.
show, like, we're just like
lugging them into a dive bar.
Yeah, like I mean, which is I love Snug and
Oh, yeah.
but it's just it's like taking your bank account
Right.
and like
Your
exposing-
retirement,
yeah,
yeah.
your 401k.
So a lot of people describe, if you've never seen a Solis show, I've also heard it described as like it's an experience.
Yeah.
What are some things like you put it, like, even the show coming up, do you put some kind of thought into it, like, way ahead of time? Is it like...
Right. So the live show is tricky because Kelly and I write and produce everything ourselves. You know, growing up, I always thought I was going to be in bands with like my best friends from high school.
Right.
Like that was like my goal, you know?
Yeah.
Like I wanted to, you know, play drums in a band and be, you know, in a garage and then record music and then the 4 or 5
we were all going to be
or-
Nirvana.
we were all going to go and wear masks and be Slipknot. You know, but that just didn't work out for us. So what we're finding is we want to reinterpret the music for a live show. And some people really don't get it. Some people are just like, man, you know, can you record your live show and put that out, or vice versa? Can you, you know, that wasn't really what I expected.
Yeah, I think especially with vibey and electronic music, it's harder. Sometimes it's harder to pull that off.
Totally.
Maybe not pull it off, but like show it live the way.
Right.
You know?
But I'm all about like the element of surprise.
Right.
You know, like you just, you know, you know what you're going to get, but at the same time, it's going to be different.
Right.
And I feel like art should invoke that. You know?
Absolutely. And I think the visuals, at least the last few shows I went to, with like projecting something on you guys is always, especially with the vibey music, is so like it's like entrancing.
Sure. Yeah, we try to make it a priority to not ever use the lighting guy at the show. We just like try to turn off the lights, and then if they have a projector, then we'll do that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just really not. I don't know. Like we find it kind of silly, really, to like, you know, have the lights always on us.
Right.
We want it to be about the experience. You know, like the songs are so different, and you know, we just wanted to be an experience.
That's awesome. Anything else you want to say about the single before we?
No, you can find it anywhere. Spotify
is the first official Four Finger Records single.
It is, yeah, and we're proud. We're proud to be at the forefront.
It turned out great. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We're gonna leave you with the new single by Solis, and again, check out. They will be playing live February 22nd at the Visual Light Theater for the first Four Finger Records party showcase.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Whatever you want to call it. But Four Finger Records presents Solis, Raineers, Fortune Teller, and The Wilt. So we'll see you guys there. And scope out this single on Spotify, iTunes, and all of the above.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, thanks, Leo.
You're awesome.
Lovely talking to you. Cheers. See you next week. Cheers.
Just what I need.